think it says it's going live. I think it's crooked. Rotate device. I don't know which way to rotate device. Are we live? We're live. It's not doing too good, is it? There we go. Oh, we are live and having loads of fun here on the 5am Mester Scrum Show. Because one point it says I have to go stream sideways. Now we're streaming crooked. Hi, everybody. It's the 5am Mester Scrum Show. Yeah, it says we're live. And it's about, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. Close to 10. East Coast time. Going on a little adventure. Out running around the world. Apparently tomorrow, I'm going to get up early because apparently there is a sunflower field right there where they grow sunflowers. So I'm thinking it'd be really cool to do an early 5 a.m. Mester Scrum before everybody wakes up and show the flowers when they wake up in the morning and watch the sunrise. Maybe we could do that. And there's a strawberry hydroponics garden also next to where they grow strawberries, not in the ground, but in the water. And that's pretty interesting thinking process. So we'll check that out too as we're here. Well, anyway, so I'm out having some fun with the family, kind of what we talk about in the show. And sorry it's late because this morning the priorities are get everybody in the car and let's get going and have some and get out of the house, right? So we're taking a quick little jaunt, see some farms, and come back. And it's pretty fun. So what I wanted to talk about today is a little Agile, little SpaceX, right? Watching SpaceX the other day and watching how they do things. And with my military background, I've seen how government builds this elaborate equipment and staging and all this stuff. And I'm watching how SpaceX is running their little Boca facility in Texas. And I find it amazing where most of the big governments, you know, you look at some of these ones that are spending all this money and, oh, they got all this, and it's all waterfall and everything. For example, a lot of these facilities would have said, well, we need to build cranes, we need to have a clean room environment, we need to have all this elaborate setup so we can move a piece of the spaceship around and connect it together. And I'm watching SpaceX, and this is so agile. Everything they're doing, just watch it for a day and look at how agile they are and what they're thinking about. Even down to the rental cranes they're using to move the spaceship. They are at MVP, so they're looking at MVP. What do they need to do, minimum viable product to get it out there? What do we need to do to get it rolling? Not what do we got to do to have it finished and be immaculate and everything running right. So instead of having this elaborate, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100, 120 ton cranes in these elaborate buildings, is they have, we have a visitor might be coming out here to see the show. Be careful, Ed. You want to say hi? You got to see it. You should be in bed.
I know.
Okay.
That dog wakes me up.
The dog woke you up? Okay. So they're out there renting cranes to move the entire ship. I'm just watching them, like pick the ship up with the crane and a rental crane and put it down on the carrier. And most of these other government facilities would have had some elaborate, spent hundreds of millions of dollars building a whole crane system and everything like that. But all they're using is rental cranes that they're renting. They don't own them. They're not elaborate. So they're not spending a lot of money on stuff that doesn't get the product in front of the customer. At this point in time, they don't need it. When they get down to the point where they're building these ships all the time, then they'll need it. But right now, they don't need it. So why would they spend money in building that when they don't need it to get the product in front of the customer? So their big goal is to launch spaceships, not build elaborate handling systems. So that was just one thing I was watching them do that. And then you think about it. Other companies would build these elaborate clean room environments to assemble an aircraft. They're building up in temporary buildings, welding out there in the heat of Texas, which is probably 120, 110 degrees, and it's humid because they're right near the Gulf Coast, so it's got to have a lot of moisture. And they're welding steel in the humidity, but they're doing it They don't have elaborate clean rooms. They don't have all this elaborate equipment. And they're out there doing it. They just put temporary buildings up. It's amazing from an Agile perspective. What's the goal? What do we got to do? What do we got to do to achieve it? And let us get it done as fast as possible. You know, and it is just amazing to watch. So any factory, any organization, doesn't have to be software, doesn't have to be anything. Looking at what they're doing to open the door to get stuff to the customer is really an interesting thing. So go out and watch it. I think they're going to do some static fire tests tomorrow. Hopefully everything will go well, knock on wood. And that's what I got for tonight. It's kind of late. Try to get up early tomorrow and do a show from the sunflower fields. We'll see how it goes. And I wish you all a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Now, how do we stop this thing? I guess we hit the X button. We'll lie. Let's do X. What's X do? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes. Have a great night. Happy Scrum.